Previously on this channel, we talked about Legends Landing and how it's probably the worst mode in Fortnite history. We went briefly into the history of this mode as well as giving possible ideas to fix it. And while that was all fun and dandy, I did promise that in the next video we would be discussing how I would turn Legends Landing into a beautiful mode that I think many Fortnite players will enjoy. And so this is that video. How's it going, everyone? It's TrulyMystic, and in today's video, I'd like to propose something to Epic. Now, I need all of you to hear me out on this, but what I'm proposing is a new game mode that can possibly replace Legends Landing and even Party Royale. Without further ado, let's talk about a museum slash history mode for Fortnite. Let's get straight into it. So if you want to watch the previous video to catch up to speed, it's literally the last one before this. So if you want the context behind it, I'd suggest you check that out. But if you want the quick Spark Notes version, basically I said that Legends Landing is arguably the worst game mode in Fortnite history because it has a very low player count, it's buggy, and I think it has a lot of wasted potential. I said that it can be a lot more than itself, and I briefly discussed fixing the mode, but in today's video we will be going way more in depth and explaining a new mode idea that I have for the game. Now, welcome to my museum slash history mode. I'm still workshopping the name, but whatever Epic decides to use, if they want to take this idea or make something in the future, will be fine with me, as long as the details make it in. So yeah, this mode may sound a little boring to some of you. You know, when you hear the word museum, you think, boring artwork, boring pieces of history that's just displayed for us to see. And in a video game, what are you thinking, Mystic? Well, first of all, I think museums are really fun in life. They represent a lot of culture and history in this world, and bringing something like that to Fortnite would be pretty cool. You see, Fortnite has a ton of rich history and lore in many areas. It's not even just the story mode, but within the culture itself of the game. And to express that in a game mode where players can learn about it, new players, older players, pretty much anyone will be able to come into this mode and maybe leave with something, whether that be XP or some type of reward that we'll discuss later in this video, or just more information about the game that they never knew in general. Whatever it is, I'd really love to make this mode a super fun mode, and I hope that all of you can look at this with a positive view. So let's get started. As mentioned in the previous video, the Hall of Champions is something that I find very fascinating because it takes a look at the previous FNCS winners of Fortnite and pretty much encapsulates them into the game with these really cool statues and nameplates. But I think this can be way more expanded on. There were a ton of cups, a ton of tournaments, and the World Cup itself that happened all in Fortnite. It's weird that they only showcase the FNCS ones because, dude, Booga is literally an icon in the game that has won an entire World Cup, and yet he's not even embodied as a statue. The FNCS winners are super cool and all, but imagine if they had an entire hall dedicated to this. And so for my museum mode, I would make it so that once you enter into this mode, there would of course be different rooms like a real life museum that you can enter and see all of Fortnite's history. And one of these rooms would be the Hall of Champions. It would showcase pretty much every winner from previous tournaments, cups, you name it. And I think what would be really cool about this is that it would inspire pros to make it into this museum. Basically have yourself encapsulated in the game. Yeah, you might not get an icon skin, and if you even win a small cup, you might not make a ton of money like Booga. But at least you'll be able to go into this mode that many players will be looking at and see yourself literally in game as some sort of monument. And I think that would be pretty cool in of itself, and have a ton of competitive players grind the game just to get this achievement. I think it would be really cool to come into Legends Landing and learn about previous winners, aka legends of the game. Let's move on to another room that I think would be pretty cool. A room for live events. There were obviously a ton of live events that happened in the game, and I think that being able to relive them would be a pretty cool feature provided by Legends Landing. Having the ability to briefly, again, doesn't have to be the full event, but briefly, maybe for a short simulation, relive previous live events would be pretty cool. You might be able to also read plaques and learn about these live events and what has happened in Fortnite. Maybe even show some statistics like the number of players that were in a live event or what actually went down. A lot of newer players come into this game and have never experienced them before. And yes, apparently Fortnite OG has stated that you will be able to relive Chapter 1 live events, but I think having some sort of mode where you can pretty much view that in a shorter simulation would be pretty cool, almost any time you'd want. And also for this mode, I would showcase record-breaking numbers. As mentioned with the player counts, I think taking that to a grander scale with the game would be pretty cool. Being able to read at what times Fortnite peaked the most or when Fortnite had the most players. Even being able to take a look at older metas, funny glitches, and of course, the story mode. The story mode can be explained even through audio logs or text written on the walls, even short clips that you may be able to interact with and see what has actually gone down for the storyline in Fortnite. It's an incredibly convoluted one, and I think that a feature like this would help a ton of players actually comprehend what the hell is going on. I also think that a room for content creators like icon series skins would be pretty cool. You'd be able to showcase these skins and have pretty much monuments built for them. Yes, the pros are pretty cool, but let's not forget the content creators that popularize this game. You could also include stories from the battle bus that you can interact with and watch in game, and short clips maybe from these popular content creators. Just imagine a hall where you see Ninja next to Nick A30, next to Cypher PK, and on the other side, you have some other icons like Loserfruit, Laserbeam, Booga, etc. You get the point. And I think that'd just be a nice extra addition for icon series skins and would make it even more monumental when you earn one. I think another cool idea would be to include shows or small events that could take place here. Watch parties can also exist for FNCS, and you could bring back Short Night. Maybe something like every month we could have a Short Night, and I know a ton of players would be excited for that to come back, especially the movie nights. Please, can we bring back the movie nights that we originally had in Party Royale? That was just really cool, and I think every once in a while having something like this in Fortnite would just make it super fun and interactable. Disney, hello, you have so much. You are pretty much partnered with Fortnite. It wouldn't hurt to include some of your movies for free in-game and have a ton of players be able to watch it and see it with their friends. This is really not a bad idea. You'd also still be able to earn XP and rewards for staying on the map and engaging with the mode. Also, imagine an NPC tour guide just chilling there, guiding you through the museum. I mean, I don't know if they'd be able to do that much, but even just a simple NPC standing around would be pretty cool. Maybe in each section you could talk to it and it'll give you like a brief description on what you are entering and what you are going to get into. And of course, if Epic wants to monetize the mode, which I think they shouldn't, but since money talks, maybe you can make it so that the museum has its own merch, or limited time drops that occur during certain times or events that players can buy in the shop. It would be pretty interesting, and shops would be good again, you know? And overall, I think that some type of mode like this would be guaranteed to do well. You would have a ton more players on it than you have now, and I think that this isn't a bad idea whatsoever. Yes, you have all these shooting modes, yes, you have all these practice, box fight PvP, build fights, battle royale, save the world, you know, gun base, building base modes, but what you don't have in Fortnite is a way to preserve the history that it has, and I think something like this would take a lot of work, of course, but once it's finished would be so worth it. And players like myself who are fascinated by things like this would very much enjoy it and queue in every once in a while to just see what's going on. As mentioned, this could pretty much replace Legends Landing or make it better, and even be able to get rid of Party Royale, who would be pretty much outdated if a mode like this were to be added in the game. So anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about something like this? Could you see this being added in the game? And if it was, would you play it? I'd really love to know. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and use code TrulyMystic in the item shop if you want to support me there. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next video. It's TrulyMystic, and until then, peace.